You don't need to understand a lot of things to come to meditation. It is very, very simple. It is simply sitting down with our eyes closed and observing the breath. There cannot be anything more simpler than this meditation that we're going to practice. And then that simply, when you close your eyes and observe the breath, and then automatically mind is becoming empty. The goal of the meditation is to clear the mind. And so the clear mind helps us to gain clarity. A clear mind stops interfering into the body functioning. And so health becomes greater and greater, and then clarity develops.
What a greater joy than spreading this message of meditation. As we always keep saying, Annadana is important, Vidyadana is important, but Dhyana Dana is the most superior thing. With that, everything you can get. You don't depend on anybody.
Yeah, truly, friends, I suggest and recommend that this is the best thing which can happen to one's life, to really surrender to this process by keeping the analytical and judgment mind out of it and really enjoy this to take all the benefits.
So when you change your brain waves, you change your state of being, by Dr. Joe Dispenza. And of course, that's what Chandra sir said in meditation. We just deliberately enter these alpha, theta, delta brainwave states where the mind is both very much aware, but also deeply relaxed. And this is where the change happens.
Through this meditation, I also learned how to not take everything into personal. And I always keep reminding myself about the 4 agreements that Chandra sir mentioned. I feel like those 4 agreements are my Bible words. I can say that.
It's really exciting. Some of my key learnings so far have been acceptance and surrender, and also knowing the reasons behind what happens in our day-to-day life. The why aspect, the why me. So as Chandra sir aptly puts it, why not? So that has opened a lot of wisdom and understanding about life.
Now I'm more optimistic and more happier, more joyous. I have manifested so many things in my life. My dream career, the way exactly I wanted it, I manifested it. In fact, sir, it even happens sometimes. I used to think, I wish it was like this, and it happened so beautifully. I think a universe listened to my inner whispers and it manifested.
Now I look forward each day in my life. So I live a purposeful meaning and looking forward each day in my life. That is the greatest benefit I receive each day.
I used to have a lot of death fear. So I overcome my fears through meditation, and I used to have a lot of health issues. All the health issues have been healed through meditation.
However, through Buddha CEO, I discovered that meditation can benefit people like me, those who are struggling with repetitive and negative thoughts. By faithfully following the process and dedicating myself fully, I noticed significant change in my thought process within just 3 months.
And this is a beautiful, beautiful platform that helped me evolve emotionally. Now I do not regret about the past or be anxious about the future. I have learned to be in the present moment.
Have seen benefits in terms of developing mindfulness. I don't have to remind myself for any event. I don't have to put alarm for that. I'm able to give my best at any moment of time just by setting intention. I also happen to heal my allergic condition that I used to have, having frequent throat infections. I just realized that it is not occurring anymore.
Namaste, very good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, dear friends and masters. On behalf of Buddha CEO Contra Foundation, I, Namita Singh, warmly welcome you all to the day 10 of our program Yogam. We have understood that when we allow our body and mind to rest, then healing comes on its own. Stress is the measurable, and when we are able to eliminate or reduce stress, then things start happening in our life. Yes, dear friends and masters, not only we feel young at heart, body also starts feeling younger. And when we are in elevated state, then whatever we think, we can realize them into reality. Kill the tension before it kills you. Get the goal before it kicks you. Live the life before it leaves you. I was desperately looking for some kind of platform because my mind was wavering. I was very restless. When I came to know about this 40-day program, I grabbed this opportunity and immediately joined. I had no clue that apart from calmness, there would be so many pleasant surprises in store for me as I tread this path. I feel happy without any reason, and I am able to accept myself more. Perhaps biggest surprise for me was that I stopped explaining myself. I start loving myself more. As we say then, to accept yourself and to love yourself is an expression of gratitude. Certainly, I am now the better version of myself, which I keep on discovering more and more and keep enjoying more and more. So, dear friends and masters, we will get into meditation shortly. Chandra-san may join after some time. Let me explain the process briefly. It is such a simple and doable process. Anyone can join any day and can start anytime. The portable paradise inside us only, which we can call upon anywhere, anytime, for any number of times, and for any amount of time. So what we do, we practice breath mindfulness meditation, where we have to sit in Sukhasana and make ourselves the most comfortable. Comfort is foremost in this technique. Make yourself comfortable, clasp your hands, cross your legs at your fingers, and close your eyes. Eyes have to be kept closed, come what may, as meditation is the journey inwards and eyes are the gateways to the outside world. And whenever you realize you are into thoughts or you feel distracted, come back to observing your breath again and again and again. And remove your specs or watch if you are wearing, of course. Before that, we practice heart elevation technique, where posture more or less remains the same, except you have to place your hands on your chest area so as to feel your beautiful heart, the seat of all emotions. Feel your beautiful heart, dear masters, and expand that center by invoking the elevated emotions of joy, gratitude, compassion, adventure, just by reliving or visualizing any moment that makes you feel elevated. This process is very powerful. It helps us get into that emptiness state. Let us start having fun and frolic with the breath.
Dear friends, dear masters, with your specs removed, eyes closed, keep your hands in your chest area. And resting your attention on your sacred heart. Can you feel your beautiful heart? Feel the center of all emotions, nurturing all life. With its higher vibration of love, compassion, kindness, gratitude. Can you recollect an experience from your past? Or simply imagine to be living an experience of higher emotions of love, deep joy, gratitude. Relive that moment and feel that energy. The more you experience this higher emotions and energy of love, compassion, the more coherent you become. With all things and everyone. We are all deeply interconnected. Deep inside, we are specks of energy connected to each other. Elusive self. to direct this energy, to spread this energy to everyone and everything on this planet, to help them elevate themselves. Where your attention goes, there your energy flows. Feel. And slowly, let's go into Breath-Mindfulness meditation with your fingers into fingers, hands comfortably rested in your lap. Observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. We are going into powerful group meditation, dear friends. Observe your natural in-breath and the out-breath. When you observe your breath, becomes empty. The mind is becoming empty. We experience greater emptiness. That calmness inside of you, all around you. natural to have thought. When you recognize your thinking, go back to observing your breath and allow yourself to go into the deeper states of calmness, emptiness. As the mind is becoming empty, all that liberated energy is channelized into the present moment. Your body begins to function at its natural best. You develop greater power of thought. into your breath and allow yourself to experience that emptiness, calmness inside of you, all around you. Become aware of that calmness, stillness within you as you merge into your breath. All emptiness is energy. This is the quantum field of limitless dimensions, the field of infinite possibilities. The more you are with it, the more you tune in to the abundance of healing energy. empowerment energy. That energy of love, that energy of the mystic, or whatever you can become aware of. Into this emptiness of no body, of no thing. less matter, more emptiness and energy. While the mind is rested, you move away from this matter, your body. You experience that emptiness, energy, the feel of all connection, the feel of all wisdom. The more you are in this calmness, emptiness, the more insightful you become, the more connected you become. Merge into the emptiness of yourself, your divine self. Receive your greater mind, that awareness. more you are with it, the more you experience your intuitive intelligence. The more you develop that acceptance, and the more effortless life becomes. Friend, it's truly a privilege to be experiencing this life, to be exploring consciousness for a greater life at this time of history. Many are not so blessed. Can you express gratitude to everything and to everyone? Be grateful to this intelligent universe. To your parents, to your teachers, to your mentors. Deep gratitude to yourself, to your body. Give thanks to this nature, the mineral kingdom, the plant kingdom, the animal kingdom. Gratitude to all the people in your life, to everyone. To everything, the technology, the system, the company, the governments. Gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership. Recollect your experiences from the session, and whenever you're ready, you can keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds, and then you open your eyes. Okay, dear friends. Hi, Namta madam.
Hello, sir. Yes, sir, it was a blissful meditation.
Awesome. Hope you all enjoyed the session. Anybody would like to share?
Yes, sir. I think it is time for poll, self-reflection poll.
Okay. So can we do that? A self-reflection poll before we talk about a very important concept called energy and how meditation improves energy. How it is helping us to reshape the way we live our life. Today's session contains many aspects. So, but before that, I guess then we're doing a short poll to see where you are finding yourself. Today is 10th day, right? Day 10. Including meditation session, you have 10 sessions have happened. Assuming you're there regularly, but let's see that also. And this short poll takes a minute, not it takes about 20 seconds to finish, right? So out of the 10 sessions, including today, how many have you attended? Okay. The second one is saying, how is your overall sense of calmness and peacefulness these days? The first thing that's happening to people, especially newcomers, is this first week is all about calmness and feeling peace. Some kind of calmness is there, right? Then the awareness is beginning to build. Beginning to build. The third thing is about awareness, right? How is your awareness now after you started meditating? You might be catching yourself after doing a thing. You shouldn't shout, you shouted. You shouldn't react like that, but you reacted. But then immediately after that, you're able to catch yourself and say, yeah, no, I shouldn't have done that. And you're sad and you're crying, but then realize and say, okay, what's the point? After 1 minute, after 10 minutes or 20 minutes, you realize yourself. That's your awareness. Earlier, you would go on for like a day, two spouses argue, and then for one day they don't speak. But now, maybe you're coming out in 4 hours. That's awareness working at you. And what's the fourth question here? Your meditation experience, meaning with respect to going into a empty mind state or feeling that you're having thoughts, not have thoughts. In the beginning versus now. Of course, day one would have been different response, but how is it right now? Going to thoughtless states easily? You feel good whether you are in thoughtless state or not about that meditation? That means you come to an acceptance that thoughts are part of your meditation. It's an important understanding that we have to develop, right? Still finding it difficult to focus, and so then as a result, you feel difficult to meditate regularly, all right? Okay, very few people are answering. Very few people. So only 45% after this long. Come on. I mean, we are there in the system for 10 days and you're not able to find yourself to answer a few questions. How do we navigate the rest of the program to a level that is useful to all of us? Because we felt 40 days is an important time of yours that you're giving here. And of course, those on YouTube channels cannot participate, that's okay, but you can write in the chat. We're able to pick up a few things from this, whatever that you're seeing on the screen. All right, friends. So I don't want to lose time further now, stress. And so sharing the results. Are results being shown on the screen? Yes. Must be there on the screen for everyone. So we got 50% of the people are saying, I've attended all sessions. Okay, that's great. That's great. And so we've got nearly 8 to 80% of the sessions are attended by more than close to 90% of the people. That's really wonderful. So there is a lot of commitment here. But it's only those who attend who have written 50% of the people have answered here. So I cannot project this one though. Okay, cannot project. But anyway, it's nevertheless those who answered have answered great. That's wonderful. And friends, it is okay if you could not join. You had great intention, but you could not really participate. As it is okay to join the poll and then answer, right? And nobody's going to look at these in more than what we see here. And then the second thing is that, and so next time when there's a poll, please actually participate. Overall sense of calmness and peacefulness. So 56% are saying that's great. I'm finding calmness most of the time. And another 36% sometimes. That's wonderful. The poll has ended now. We are sharing the results on the screen. And if you're not able to see, it might have gone underneath somewhere. But what I'm seeing here is that clearly about 60% of the people finding calmness and 36% occasional calmness and peacefulness. We're still great. We're still great. Okay. And then third question, how is your awareness now and after you started meditation? 50% are seeing regularly, daily life, a lot of awareness is there. And 44% are saying, I'm aware, but I also get distracted quite a bit. So that is still continuing to be there, which is fine. Beginning of awareness is end of week 1. More awareness end of week 2. And then really, really solid that you start finding, surprising yourself that situations show up, and then with awareness, you're actually choosing a different response end of week 3. This is sort of how we generally see people move. Okay. And so having occasional awareness and then a great amount of awareness, two combined together here, people are saying 95%. That's like a much bigger number than I thought. Okay. All right. Exceptions are always there, dear friends, and it is okay if you're finding yourself to be in the rest of the questions, a very small percentage of them. The only thing that matters is persistence, number one. And some people who are here are having, suppose, a challenge to sit through for 40 minutes or the way this is being done here significantly, even now. My suggestion is to go and then try for another 10 days. And if you still find it difficult, my good friend Sai Krupa Sagar is doing a meditation program called Breath by Breath. He does it for about 2 weeks, 11 days. All right. Join that program. It has a slightly different way of doing things. You're counting numbers and then trying to get into a deeper meditation. Those who are having difficulty sitting through, if you sit through and thoughts, I'm not about thoughts. Thoughts will come no matter what. But sitting through itself is difficulty, and then not finding, and you're really pushing yourself because you're so willed, and then doing, and still not finding. After 3 weeks, you still find it really difficult. Try that breath by breath program, and that can help, right? That's sort of the same meditation, slightly differently being done. Okay, and so this is, I guess, how are the meditation experiences? The experiences are, I can reach thoughtless state, 27%. So quarter of the people are saying empty states. 50% are saying, I'm feeling peaceful, good, but thoughts are present. So that's good. This is what I want to know. 50% of people are saying, I am getting thoughts. I have thoughts. All right, but I'm still continuing. This is important. All right. I have many thoughts, another 15%, but I'm learning to stay with the process. Perfect. Stay through it. That is the way to do. Right? So you got a good 65%. That means 2/3 of us here are having thoughts and I'm continuing the process. Right? And so anyone who says, I've got too many thoughts, things must drop right here with this survey. 2/3 of the people, no matter how deep this look in your meditation, they look very, very deep right up here, but then they're full of thought going on. It's okay, dear friends. All right. We relate to this and then be in the program, then to go away from it. Just because we're getting thoughts, right? Okay. So wonderful. Feeling sense of accomplishment. Yes, Mugdha madam, that's true. That all the time these days without any material accomplishment. I was wasted to share, wanted to share. Yes, sure. Okay, friends. So glad that those who answered, and then those who answered have said 80% of them, they've attended 80% of the sessions, 7 to 10 sessions they've attended, right? More than 70% attended. And significant percentage, they're already mindful, already are in the present moment, calm, joyful. Yet, significant percent doesn't have thoughts. That's the relation I want to do today, right? Close to 70% have thoughts, still continuing, but still finding joy, peace, calmness. And then, but one thing they're doing, they're regular, right? And so if that gives you a hint, and if you've been irregular about this practice and then coming in today and not coming in tomorrow, called rabbit meditation, you come for 2 days and then 2 days you're not there, come back again for 3 days and come back later. Then what happens? That circuits that are forming are getting washed away. They get washed away. Right? You're starting painting of the home and you do, multiple coats are required. And then, you do, and then rain comes and gets washed away. Then you got to start from the beginning because it doesn't absorb well. You got to scrap it and then do it again. The same thing here. The brain circuits, the neural circuits form after a few iterations. The brain, a little brain about meditation must be formed. What is that? The circuits. The brain has got multiple small circuits that are formed about every skill. And so meditation skill and the benefits associated with it, the feeling, the experience, all of that has to form together in a way that you don't feel like anytime I want to miss it, because you come to such a great conclusion. A strong subconscious program is sitting there. Anytime meditation class is there, anytime that Namita is showing up, with her beautiful Hindi voice, doing meditation, then I want to sit down and then attend to her meditation. The circuit is formed and we sit down for it, right? And so you got to allow the circuit to be formed, and that takes some time, dear friends. Okay. It can be 3 weeks, 6 weeks, depending on how stressful you are. It can be 9 weeks, but then a few days later, it's going to form. Can we do it for ourselves? Right? Can we do it for ourselves? If all the benefits that we're hearing yesterday, just that meditation keeps us actively going with no health issues, 90% solved. Why not then? If we really care for our health, we do it. And if we care for health, when we have clarity in our mind, when we remove the baggage, we got to be enough motivated to care for health, otherwise we're not. The motivation comes if we have some baggage to be removed, gain greater understanding of life, and so then read, right? So let me put up here energy. When people tell you, oh, where is all that energy coming from you? I don't know, sir, how you do it. I don't know how, we have some masters. I can't tell how they do this. But I do know they have meditation as a deep practice. They do it anytime they're available, anytime. You're not saying no. And they're actively there. The screen presence is great. I don't know, their physical presence is wonderful. It's energetic. And it is required anyway in this new age where your children are studying elsewhere and you're waking late and then talking to them. You got to be active, right? You got to be active when you're talking to them in the late in the night, while you are, of course, super active with your colleagues and workplace. Much going on. And then carrying our day with full of energy is essential now, dear friends. Energy, proportionate to the circles that are drawn here, there are 3 sources of energy. Energy from the external sources, energy generated internally, the way we live our life, living habits, and then energy innately inside. We are that energy, matter little. And so the energy that is unlocked, the energy that is there everywhere in this field through prana, we call it prana shakti, cosmic energy that is received. Needless to say, when we are meditating, we all feel energetic. How many people are feeling energetic already as you meditate, and particularly newcomers and interested? As you meditate now, you're finding yourself quite active and energetic even at the dinner table, dining table, at the time of dinner also. Earlier, you come home dragging and you say, hey, I'm very tired today. I'm just relaxing, collapsed into the sofa, couch, and saying, hey, can you give me the chai? And can you put on the TV? I'd like to have some relaxation time. Just leave me alone for some time. These are the words you used before. Now you're saying, hey, what's going on? Okay, can you watch a movie? Can I watch a movie? It's a weekday. Earlier I was saying like, oh, weekday, no, I can't disturb it. 8:30, 9, I have to go and sleep. But now you're saying, okay, there is a lot more. There is the whole life into the night is going. Is anybody feeling that already? When you feel active and energetic and you're saying and doing things that otherwise only are limited to weekend. Right? The weekend has to come to do many things. Every weekend has to become, all weekdays have to become weekends. It's celebration, right? It is celebration, it's fun in the week and relaxation. Can't that be brought into weekdays? Why not? What stops us from going out and having that ice cream? And why is it limited to weekend? I used to think that way, by the way, dear friends. Ice cream in the evening and the night, going out and eating means only weekend, right? Because you have to go somewhere, you come back, or with night sleep will get disturbed, it gets delayed. And so then all of it is like not now, right? Great. So if you're written, it's wonderful that if you're finding yourself energetic to do things, that's all it is. Right? We carry that energy to do. So then one thing is happening is in your manifestations, you are beautifully bringing people together with you. That energy that you carry is motivating people around you to be there. And so then if you are in a leadership role, and if you are doing a project, you're doing something bigger, even simple things as you want to go out for, let's say, a trek with a group of people. You need to keep the group active. And so then your energy matters, isn't it? And so energy from three sources. And so it's not just about always being very, very relaxed and calm and all that. It's also about being energetic, which is helping us to move into a purpose, live a purpose greatly. And so energy from external sources, we're talking about food choices. Somebody asked food choices. Food needs to be eaten optimally. So external sources, if food is giving you some energy, water is giving energy. How much of energy it gives is proportional to how much you think your body. How much of energy it gives is proportionate. How much of food that matters to you is proportionate to how much you think that it matters a lot. It matters. Well, that's a different question for understanding it later. That's a different point to understand. But food has an impact. We know this. And so we eat optimal food, sattvic food that is less of spices, less of masalas, less of things that are causing us to go into laziness, procrastination, aggression. So sattvic food is simple food that is vegetables, for example, boiled nicely and just simply boiled without too much of spices unnecessarily throwing at them, mixing a whole bunch of things, and then ultimately the taste of the vegetables is not even there. And so we get something else. We get the taste of the spice, not the vegetables at all. Sattvic food. Optimal food is the right amount of food. Right, not more, not less. You like something, but you're stuffing yourself, because a lot of times we find ourselves go to buffets and then a lot is eaten that day as if there's not going to be food for the next day and the next day. We eat so much because we paid a lot of money, right? Buffets. We don't realize how much we struggle, make the body suffer and struggle. A lot of times it's not about money, it's about that attachment, that greed towards that thing. We don't realize it's a greed of attachment to the food. Just go on eating, craving. That's the right word, craving. There's a craving that we have, and go on eating. Meditation brings optimality into the food habits. How many people have that? Please put in a chat that today you become more alert and aware in how much you consume. Earlier, buffets means that you always came out difficult to walk. Now, these days, you become more aware and so then eat sparingly. Of course, you may still eat a little more than what you normally need, but you eat moderately. Anybody have finding themselves eating moderate? Your dinner, earlier you were eating 3 and 4 and 5 rotis, and then now you see yourself eating lesser maybe. A lot of people eat less. But optimal food is what is right for your body. And the body is signaling. And the meditators suddenly find themselves eating less and the body starts recalibrating. They may find to lose weight a little bit in the beginning. Don't worry about it. And you start eating less. Your mom, your parents, and then some of them are saying, hey, why are you eating less more? They may not be meditating. And they're telling your spouse is telling you, don't do that. It's important. You need to get enough protein, calories, this and that. Friends, just pay attention to the body. What is the body telling you? If it says good enough for today, that's where we stop. Right? We tune in to the body's signals and then we start eating. 200 years ago, charts are not there about daily how many calories you got today. I've got 2 cups of rice, 1 cup of vegetables, and so then I've got all the stuff that I need. Was it there before? Was that kind of thinking? Was that kind of analysis was there 200 years ago? Then why is it so required now? Don't you think people are there living for 90 years very naturally? Natural living. So meditation helps us to go more natural in living and most important about food habits, dear friends. But you got to take that signal. If you start already feeling to eat less, eat less. Don't try to fix onto your charts and then I have to eat and stuff and eat. If you don't feel hungry, don't eat at that time. It's not a chart. Your body is not a mechanical engine to drive it based on a certain schedule. Eat when we are hungry because the enzymes are coming up, and eat when we're hungry. And then do not eat when you're not hungry. If you're not hungry and you have to eat something, eat a little bit. It's sufficient to the hunger. But otherwise, not because time. And so those are all different, come under optimal food intake. Then your energy is beautifully managed. Optimal food intake. You overeat because 1 o'clock is the lunchtime and you're not hungry at all. Then what happens? You struggle. At 3 o'clock, body is struggling to digest. It's struggling to digest, putting so much pressure on it. The stress is there onto the body. And so dear friends, sattvic food and vegetarian food and plant-based diets, these are the diets forward. There is so much, we're going to have a topic on this thing, but there is so much that's happening because a vegetarian diet is taken. So much in your physical health, in your animal welfare. Of course, greenhouse gases and then all pollutions, global warming contribution, deforestations, and of course, our peace and compassion grounds. Money matters, so many reasons. So much money, billions and billions of dollars is going only to find ourselves in poor health. And as a result, then we spend again billions of dollars in going into medication. This is like a big lobby working. Big lobby working to keep the self-interest going on out there, right? And so this whole vegetarian food is suddenly bringing so much change to somebody's health significantly, but most importantly, the spiritual health, which is defined by how much compassionate you are to everything around you, not just you and your family, not just people, and animal friends, animal brotherhood. If you want life, they have life. If you want life, they also want life. Who likes to be hurt? The leg is taken out, head is taken off. Who like to be doing that? Vegetarian food, dear friends, on many counts is essential if you like to have a great amount of energy, no lethargy, no domination, no aggression. Vegetarian food. You got to experiment. If there's one thing that we ask in this program, people, is to actively think about your food choices. Make an attempt, no matter which religion, which caste, which community come from, doesn't matter. We are energy deep inside, connected to everything. We are matter so little. That energy, we're connected to everything and everybody, is constantly being impacted with each other through our thought and feeling, right? And so we ask that you contemplate, and then you contemplate your food choices and see if you can make an experiment with yourself for a few days about your food choice. Simply becoming a vegetarian to see what happens. How do you feel after that, right? Your meditation will support you to be in it. Optimal water intake, energy enhancement. You drink a lot of water, plenty of water, automatically. Awareness is required to do all of this, right? The sattvic food is the food that you are, it's also called energy food. There's those who are cooking food, where you place your attention, there you place your energy. So when you cook food, then with a lot of attention, with positive emotion, means, positively you're there. If you are struggling, if you're already angry with somebody, don't cook food at that time, because your anger, that energy of anger is straight going into the food. It's absorbed. It's all energy, science of energy. That water, I think day before yesterday, I put that slide. I said everything energy communication. When you speak to water, water changes its composition. Think of the same. When you're cooking food, you're not happy, very unhappy in cooking. And so then the food is not energetic. The cooking food send a great amount of signal and say, my family is enjoying it greatly. My colleagues are going to take this food, are going to be super energetic, and then have this loving emotion going into them through me. And you say these words, and then you're simply there and cook. That's why a person who's most energetic is cooking at home. You have cooks doing it, teach them meditation. Cooks doing it, teach them meditation. When they come in, and I see Vani, when our cooks come in and then they're not happy that day, and then immediately senses the mood. And first ask them, okay, don't worry, I'll cook today, you go and meditate, and ask them to go to meditation pyramid. The second thing, a bigger circle, is where meditation is helping greatly. And third circle, of course, is helping greatly, is where energy is generated internally. Sleep optimization. We don't oversleep, we don't undersleep. Right? A body is always constantly asking, we sleep. And oversleep, when you sleep over, and then you feel lethargic. So whatever is required, when you wake up in the middle of the night at 5 o'clock, you feel fresh. We force ourselves and say, count and say, today I only got 6 hours, I must sleep for 2 more. And we count and push ourselves to sleep. That's oversleeping. We're not even following the body's signals. So optimal sleep is sleep till when you feel fresh and the body is telling you, right? And our body is telling you feeling fresh. And meditators will start sleeping potentially less. Sometimes you sleep more, but many times, usually after a few days of regular practice, your sleep is deep, but the sleep is also less. And so be it. Don't try to force yourself. In case you're getting up early in the middle of the night after you start a meditation journey, and usually can happen by the time you finish your 40 day, and then recognize as a sign that your body is calibrated itself to lesser sleep, and then take that opportunity to use that time. Use the time for reading in the mornings when that happens, right? And so sleep optimal, not more, not less. And thinking, and here is where a few things are there. Right thinking, a thoughts deplete energy. Awareness is required. What thoughts you're carrying to produce what energy is what feeling. And so right thinking, anyway, is the whole idea of meditation. And it is automatically already increasing because the thoughts are coming down and down and down. Thousands of thoughts for an average person. And if I have a slide here for this, I don't have a slide here. So thoughts, thousands of thoughts an average person is having, and With meditation, we are reducing the thought. Thought is energy, and so your energy is gained here, conserved. That's why energy generated internally means you're conserving energy. Now, there is a stat that there is a research, and then Dr. Joe beautifully explains that when you go into higher emotion, you're gaining more energy. You are connected to the field, and so draw energy when you're in higher emotion. When you're low emotion, you're depleting energy. The energy body, the chakra system, is sucking energy from is losing energy, whereas when you have more higher emotional there, then you are enhancing your energy. So in a good emotion, right? And so thinking is important because thinking generates feeling. So there is second thing. Wait a minute, my share is going all over. Let me say it like this. Then speech, optimal speech. I'm going to talk about this speech as an important topic in maybe about mindfulness when we cover. But speech, words are energy, and words cause us into action because your thoughts are with you, but your words are there when you're releasing out there. Suppose I tell, I don't want to do this at all. You tell strongly, I don't want to do this at all in your home. Without even having, because out of a reaction, out of emotional reaction, you say things, but then only to realize you got to go and then do things. There is a friction here. You say, I don't want to do, but then only to realize later you'll have to do and you're doing it. Conflicts. There's a friction there. When you say it, a lot of energy is gone. That word you say, a lot of energy is gone, even though you know you have to do, but then you shout at it with so much energy. And then you follow it up with a conflict to do it. Even though you don't want to do, you do it. There's a conflict now, right? Our words are impeccable. It needs to become impeccable. Our words are producing fear into people. Our words are causing us to commit on wrong things, because when you commit something to people, and then you end up doing it. And so then a lot of energy goes in doing what you committed. It's in a thought field, it's still there in the thought field. But when it comes to words, we got to be choosing them very, very carefully, impeccably in what we say and what we commit, what we do. Right? Because the tendency, this human nature is that when we say something, we're trying to commit to and when we follow it. Right? And so words have to become impeccable, dear friends. And then words lose that. In the context of energy, there's a lot of energy. Negative words of gossiping. You don't know, you simply forward what is there in WhatsApp, what is there in newspaper. You know what? I saw this master apparently is, what should I say, is wasting a lot of money. They collect money and they're wasting a lot of money, indulging in many things. First of all, do you know, is it right? Is it necessary? What does it do? While there are thousands of people are benefiting from this master, there are so many case studies. What's the point in talking about a negative aspect of somebody? If it is true, first of all, even if it is true, what's the point? What's the point in talking about an accident? What's the point in looking into your neighbor's personal affairs? What's the point? Everybody has challenges. Oh, last night I heard they were shouting at each other. I don't know why these people do this. What's going on? Curiously want to know what's going on to somebody's life. Why should we even bother about somebody's personal affair? It can be a public figure. What right do we have to look into somebody's personal affair? Only to waste our energy. We talk about somebody else to somebody else. Gossip is the cancer of the soul. Gossip, gossip, gossip. We pick up the phone and continue to talk and talk and talk, and at the end of 1 hour conversation and say, what is the essence of it? Maybe few words is their essence. You wanted to convey a message. We went about talking. How many people here came into a right speech? Gautam Buddha said in his eightfold path, right speech is there, one of the 8 things. Middle path is said. In the middle path, right speech is one of them. All right? Patriji is entire life, entire teaching, 2 things. No death, And so then increase in understanding, and then impeccable speech. One of that is complaining, not an impeccable speech. Judgmental nature, to talk about judgmentally with somebody, making comments, oh, he is always very arrogant, he is always this, he does not do this. Comments, making comments constantly. Speech, poor speech. When I came into meditation in the beginning, I was shocked to say, because he would tell, no complaints, no judgments. Gosh, my day is starting with a complaint, and there's all full of judgments all the time. Talking to people all the time, passing on comments about my company, my government, a politician. Everything is a judgment only. Everything. Oh, Sachin Tendulkar. No, yeah. I mean, he does not know how to play. He doesn't have balance only. He just come in and then just go. You see, he must have got sold off to somebody. We judge on everybody just very, very casually, easily. The point, dear friends, is, does it make sense? If thoughts create reality, your words are producing the signal and then sending the thoughts. What does it do to us, our life? We waste our energy, a ton of energy, in simply talking and talking and talking. Now, let's look at some constructive talk too. Without constructive. In a meeting, somebody has to convey a point. Friends, tomorrow at 10 o'clock, we are going to be doing this special thing because your manager told you. If one person talks about it, is sufficient, no? 5 people don't have to repeat. Tomorrow we're all going to be doing at 10 o'clock. Tomorrow we're all going to be doing at 10 o'clock. You don't have to repeat a point. Your colleague has already made it. If you think the point has been understood, get on and then move on. We don't have to say the same thing again, right? It's done. It's done. And so a lot of times we trying to express and say we got to impress upon people how to speak. And so then we speak the same thing again and again and again. Not necessary. Right? So many ways, dear friends, optimal talk and right talk is, and we call it with a 3 filter. Is it the 3 filter? You can write this down. Is it useful? Is it positive? Is it truthful? Triple filter, we call it. Whatever you are speaking, about to speak, is it truthful? Have you established? First, apply a filter, positive. One of the 3 filters, is it positive? Airplane accident. So many people died. I read an article, how suffering, how sad it is that people. Is it necessary to bring this up to your friend somewhere and talk to them and then only to make them very sad? Is it necessary, dear friends, to talk about that accident? Of course, okay, you in the first place, we get into those because we have attention onto those. Where you place your attention is where your energy flows. It's required for people who are in the job where they need to know, but it's not required to be carried to somebody else to make them fearful more. Not at all necessary. Think about it, reflect upon it. If they need to know, they will get to know, dear friends. It's not necessary. And many a times when we bring about events of the past of ourselves and about publicly what's happening, they are not necessary to be carried to at all. When it's not positive, don't bother about it unless it's really required. My son has got into an accident, and so you saw, and so of course you're going to call me and then tell me, hey, I saw it happening, and do you know about it? Okay, sure. That's useful. It's negative, but of course you got to convey it. But 99%, it's not useful. Anything negative is not useful. Don't bother about carrying it. The second thing is positive. Is it truthful? Is it really true that WhatsApp message, when you're saying, there is a bunch of things happening about people also. Is it true? It's not true. Newspaper article. Establish yourself that it is true. Don't go by the name and a brand. Validate yourself before you carry that. Right? Otherwise, gossip is carried. You hear, in your office, hey, you know what? I heard that in the last meeting, in the review meeting, they talked about your work and your manager made a comment. Your manager, that meeting is over, your manager has gone on a trip to United States for next 2 months or 1 month or what a business meetings, is not there for next 1 week. Now sit and hear, immediately talk many things, You make assumptions here about that, is it really? And then you start talking about it everywhere. Oh, how dare you can say this? I worked hard, is there making a comment like this? And then you're not established, is it true or not? And then you simply start talking about it to everybody else other than your manager. So what's the point? So you don't establish true or not. And so without establishing true or not, what's the point in talking everywhere, right? And you have a challenge with a manager or an organization, and it only solution can come with the right people. So what's the point in talking to everybody other than your manager who can solve the problem? You talk to everybody. It's not useful to them. They bring up and then talk about it to everyone. Not useful. Talk to those where it matters. Otherwise, not useful. We come and then dump all the problems for the family. It's not useful to them. All right. So, truth positive, first thing, positive or not. Second, a filter. Truthful or not. Third filter, useful or not. See at least one filter passes. Then you're doing good. Talk about it. Even though it's not positive, even though it may not be truthful, it still is useful because you are in a job where it's your job to see that social media fast things is going away. And so it's your job to make sure that today if anything are coming, you have to take an action. So then in that role, you need to be told. And so you as a friend, hey, you know what, you are taking care. There is a big thing going on in social media, please take care. You tell your friend who is in the job who needs to take care of it. It's useful for them, even though it's not positive, and even though it may be true or not true, you don't know, but you are telling them. You understand, right? It's very easy, dear friends, not that difficult. But we need to become aware and alert in our speech. And when you become impeccable with speech, dear friends, then automatically your life is shifting. Take it from me, your life is shifting. I practice speech. I practice on this. Patriji is really, really strong on what choice of words you're using. Words are the index of the mind, means your understanding. Words come from your understanding. Words come from a state of being. And so then the more we meditate, the more we increase our understanding, the more aware we become, the more increased understanding, the more we bring beautiful words. Suppose you want to meditate and you have good intention. 5 days later, you tried, it didn't work. Now, what is that you're telling your family? I just cannot meditate, and I don't know it's not working for me. Not impeccable word. You're trying to state a fact, but it's not impeccable because it's a feeling. You're using a word which is creating more of it for you. It just does not work for me. I can't meditate. I don't know, it doesn't work here. It's so difficult. When you say these words, then you are causing more of that for you, and so you're being in that more of state. Awareness to increase your understanding so the words change. Reference, optimal speech, and then seeing and emotions and work and conscious breathing, they're all aspects are there. There is our wisdom note will talk about this a little bit. And during this entire program, these things will come. Right work is work that you don't enjoy. You must seek a change. You'll gain the courage over a period of time as you go through the program. You're not enjoying, you're dragging yourself every day because you just got into this job. You thought it's safe and secure. People told you this is safe and secure. You don't like it, but you're just stuck there. That's not then your energy is depleted. You'll now be actively there. Okay. It's the right word. Seek a change, no problem. We got this wrong notion that we're lifelong is secure, and so that must be there in certain types of jobs that give you security and safety. Wrong thinking. But anyway, those require higher understanding to seek a change. But if you already know about it, what I'm saying, seek the change, and then automatically your energy will be high. All right. And so, dear friends, right emotion is our heart elevation. When you know you are in the low emotion, change your mood. Your meditation is one, going to walks and then doing a heart elevation process, gratitude, they're all the tools to change your emotion, to go a higher emotion, so the energy does not deplete. Instead, energy is enhanced. All right. So these are all the things which are causing to improve energy. People who come into meditation, this is a circle that's changing for them significantly. This whole circle is changing. Everything about it is changing. How many people here find themselves that way? That many of them here, they already are applying in your life actively. Yogis, what do they do? If you find yogis half eyes open or eyes closed, Patris used to tell, you do your work when you're not working and you don't have anything to do, close your eyes. Because eyes, you lose so much energy. If you don't have anything to do, you want to relax, just close your eyes and stay. Why not? Open eyes when you have active work to do. Close your eyes otherwise. You preserve energy. Don't go on seeing when there's an accident on the road. You stop by and then look at it. Look all the way. See, what's the point? All right. If required to be given help, then yes. Already sufficient number of people are there taking care, it's okay. Right? Be curiously looking in when there is a hearing coming from the neighboring house. What's going on? Curious looking at it. Many things are there, dear friends. So Patris has an article called Body Energy Amplification Technology. Search for it. Patrisi Beat Concept. Beautiful concept. It talks about energy enhancement, energy depletion, and it fundamentally centers around these activities. Okay. Body Energy Amplification Technology concept in the Google research, you'll get it. And then third is energy innately inside. This is from the field. This is what happens when you meditate. There is a big circle. So that's why when people meditate, their food requirements naturally are coming down. Sleep requirements are coming down because a ton of energy is generated for you internally. Innately, you're unlocking that potential of you. The circuits are drawn deliberately to be that way. As we understand this, you know where to put our focus and attention to have that energy in our body. Focus is not necessarily on the food, dear friends. Make into a vegetarian choice, but stay a lot more focused and having regular meditation, more focused on the right speech and right thought. Significant. The right work will bring the right emotion, right thought, and all of it. Changing the work is after all is 40% of a life. It has to be very energizing. 40% of life is in work. Even if you're a homemaker, whatever that you're doing is your work, and then it's got to be energized. You've got to find ways to energize yourself in it. And then how do you do? If you do not have an opportunity to change it, look at ways to say increase your understanding of what you're doing. We bring fine human beings by being greatest human maker with a family. And so then we support in many ways giving energetic food, not food which is full of frustration. They may not acknowledge, but we do it because here we are making somebody live the dream of their life. They may not acknowledge us, but they're living the dream of their life. So can we not support them and then making them live the dream? Develop that compassion. Meditation will help us to do it. When we increase our understanding to say that is the greatest opportunity to serve others, it's an opportunity, not a burden to serve others. When we increase our understanding, because we are here as connected individual selves, as consciousness, seeing everybody experience their life greatly. And so then automatically that household chores will become into joyful things. You'll do it because you love to do. Right? Things will change, dear friends. It'll change. With regular meditation, increased understanding. Okay. If you intend and say, I need to change my schedule at home as a homemaker, it will happen. Your intention, lack of understanding is what causes it. We don't put logic. We'll say, I would like an hour of meditation every day. I would like 2 hours of book reading. I need my time for me. Start intending for yourself, and you see beautifully in 3 months, see what happens and tell me. Today you make intention. Tell me in 3 months if you're able to see changes towards it. However, you convince yourself right now is impossible because my days are so filled. I'm full with work. My children are there. My work is there. This is there. That is there. Everything is there. We call it arguing for our own limitation. But if you make an intention and say, I have to make a change to this. I need 2 hours of a time for my music practice. I'm not getting it. I'm doing it. And you make this intention, dear friends, automatically you can change. No matter where you are, you'll change your schedule. And so then you start doing things that love you, you like, and so then you gain energy, right? That work is very important. We have to work on ourselves to change our work styles. And so in conclusion, dear friends, meditation builds awareness of what we take in intake. And so we optimize the directional energy that we are taking in. That energy through physical food, we optimize eating right quantities of food, right type of food, right energy food. Sometimes, one of this is fresh food. Fresh food. There is a YouTube channel called Buddha Foods. Buddha Foods. In YouTube channel, it's a Buddha Foods playlist in PMC Hindi channel. And I think here our team, we want to replicate a lot of that Buddha Foods into a Buddha YouTube channel too. Let's take the decision and put a foods section. And then can you put all the recipes there? Where there is a program team, let's take this as an action item. And so the Buddha Foods as a playlist is there in PMC Hindi channel. And then many PMC channels, and then there is vegetarian food choices are there. Take them and then look at those recipes. Beautiful. Because sometimes the food is not energetic. You don't feel like eating. You will sense it. And so energy food is one that is automatically consumed when you have awareness. And number two, the food that is stale, we eat. Not energy. Don't try to stuff it. We move towards eating more and more fresh food. Cook more every day. Not cook for 1 week and then eat dish after dish after dish. Very, very poor lifestyle. I can tell you that directly. Cooking for a week and putting in the freezers and then eating day by day, that is not a great lifestyle for someone to have. We understand the food habits. And meditators are bringing a change at once. At once. Second thing, dear friends, is meditation develops mindfulness. And so then optimized internal energy is there. We're mindful in everything we do. And so internal energy is optimized, more energy. Third, in summary, is that meditation is putting us in touch with the field. And so we are unlocking the energy innately inside. Right, friends? And so thank you very much for understanding about this concept. And we keep talking about, in many ways. The wisdom note will cover this with some scientific elements about how meditation improves our sleep and all of it. And so go through that, go through this session. And if there is a past talk around energy, because it always comes out differently, it's a little more detail maybe. And so you can get hold of that too. And but then this is an important change that we bring into our life is mindful thinking, mindful speaking, and everything else, mindful eating habits. All of them will change. This is what brings the real change into our thing, where we come with the benefit, we'll go with the transformed. A transformed mind is doing everything in those three circles. Right. So thank you very much. Yes, Namita Madam, any announcements?
Yes, sir. Today being Wednesday, we have book club, and today's track is Book of Children by Osho. Morning session timings are from 8:15 a.m. to 9:15 a.m. IST, and evening session timings are 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. IST. So dear friends and masters, don't miss out this opportunity for such an thought-provoking and insightful book. Children are your best teachers. You need to learn so much from them rather than teaching them. So do avail this wonderful opportunity by different facilitators in both sessions. You can join either of them as per your convenience or even both of them. Yes, sir. That's it. Thank you.
Sometimes I'm not sure who I am, or even if I'm where I'm supposed to be. Grateful for all of my memories, starting to feel like I need new air.
Hello, friends. Yes, Rahul sir, let me unmute you.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, hello.
I have one question. I don't get the optimal seeing. There is a one question that is optimal seeing. I don't get the information about optimal seeing. Kindly please elaborate that what does it mean by optimal seeing in that presentation?
Optimal
Seeing, vision.
vision. Okay, optimal seeing. Yeah, so optimal seeing is like sir mentioned about whenever you get time. When we meditate, we close our eyes, right? Because 80% of our energy we lose through seeing. So when we close our eyes, we conserve that 80% of energy. So it is that whenever you find time, you go meditate, and that's how, I mean, you are conserving energy just by closing your eyes and uh, trying to discover yourself, go inside, and then because you see all our senses, hearing, talking, um all these are basically keeping our mind focused in some way or the other, right? So if it is not required, like speech, so if it is not required to speak, if you feel the three filter test like sir talked about, judge based on one of those filters and then speak. Similarly, even for even if you want to see, we see television, right? We see a lot of news, and all those, I mean, all those are not required, because if you see, they carry a lot of, I mean, they show the negative side of any this thing. So, and they put a lot of spice and then present any news, so that might not be true, right? So even that, when we are listening, we have to make sure that we listen to right things, not right programs, not like randomly just watching, just hearing whatever comes to, like whatever we see in a phone, or no, whatever shows up in the television. So similarly, right vision, I mean, optimal seeing too. Hope that clarifies.
Yes, ma'am. But I have one question also. Suppose if any family, I am doing meditation, but most of the people don't. So suppose they are talking about something which is not relevant at all. But in family, we have to accept and also hear that thing. So how can we negotiate, or you can say avoid or ignore that type of conversation?
You can, I mean, you can, present your views during that time, or say, suppose you feel like when you are with your friends and you feel like, they are, whatever they are talking is not relevant. So, I mean, you are, you can suggest them to, speak something different, or maybe sometimes when you feel like it's not in your control, maybe you can, we can also, like take a break and then come back, and then try to change that our vibes. So you see, when we go into higher vibes, we also spread that among our friends, families, people around us too. So those
Yes, ma'am.
are
Thank you. Yes, I also see that higher vibrations. Whenever we meditate, then I also see the changes in our family. I don't know why is that like that. I think because energy, whatever we think or we talk or feel someone, that means our energy will dissipate from our side to that person also. That is why I think the relationships also changes in that time.
Yes, so true. Sometimes our, even our sixth sense also, um, uh, sixth sense is also, I mean, earlier with me too, I never believed that I had that kind of, no, that intuition power and all. But now with meditation, I have seen that if something I'm thinking, be it a small thing, there was a playlist being played. So I just thought that I wanted to hear that specific song, and then I just, that was just a thought, and I saw that, okay, that person, my friend, he played that same song. I was so surprised. I was just talking, I told him I just thought about this thing, so he was mentioning the same thing too. Yeah, sometimes no uh, uh, our thoughts even rub onto others to whatever we are thinking. So if we are in elevated states and if they are in lower states, so we help them to, you know, get over it, also get over a lot of situations that they are going through, just by, because yeah, everything, energy is all around us. We have heard that in I think, yeah, yesterday or day before yesterday session, when sir was explaining about the water experiment. Yeah, so it works very beautifully. Yeah, today also we learned how energy, the most of the energy that we are actually tapping into is the energy that is available innate within us. But we think opposite. Most of the energies, even I also had that thought that whatever energy we are taking through food, I mean, whatever we are eating, we are getting energy mostly from that food only. But today we have learned that, yeah, that is the smallest circle. So that constitutes the least amount of energy that we get. But yeah, so that is there. And then even energetically, you would you would have, yeah, thoughts create our reality. So we will learn in great detail next week about that thing also, how we are slowly, just being in elevated states, we are attracting good things towards us and our goals. And slowly we also move on to realizing what we really want, what is our innate happiness, which thing gives our innate happiness. So that basically moves us to our purpose. So we have to realize that in order to go forward in our life spiritually.
Yes. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, I see a question from Lalit Bangar sir. He's asking, why do we need to remove our glasses while meditating? So when we are meditating, we don't need all those electronic gadgets to, sir, ask to remove if you are wearing watches, right? Electronic watches and yeah, glasses also. We are actually receiving energies, right? So we don't need that hindrance, and it's not required also. And sometimes that might create you when you are maybe your head or something is tilting, right? That might create some hindrance too, like fall off, or its position might be changed. So that's why we need to be free of anything that we need to sit freely, like in the most relaxed position, not worry about anything else. So yeah, that hope that helps. Thank you, sir. Let's see one more question from Raju Ahmed. He's asking about how to realize God. How many times do I need to meditate? Yeah, that self-realization or realizing the godly self of ours happens through, yes, knowing the purpose, why we are here, what we are here to serve, and that, yes, that comes through service. And we can, yeah, find out ourselves as well if we continue meditating, and we will see that slowly our purpose also gets realized. That also will be covered towards the end, last week of this program, so please stay tuned. And is asking about how many times do I need to meditate? As many times you can, because in meditation, all we are doing is tapping into that innate energy that is available around us. So, and connecting to that intelligent field. So you can do it as many times as possible anywhere. And Continue. It's better to do in a group setting because the group energies also add to whatever our energies are. So it really helps us to get into deeper states too. With that answers your question. Anyone else? Please feel free to raise your hands and share your feedback or experience. Thank you, Pameli Prasad sir. He says, I'm consuming less after meditation. I am not craving for food. I always eat when I'm hungry. Hital ma'am also says, I've been conscious about my eating habits and making healthier choices. Same with Manohar sir. Ravikant Sharma sir, thank you for adding. He says, my concentration and focus is increasing day by day. We will wind up the session today. Thank you all for joining. We'll meet again tomorrow, same time. Have a good day. Good evening.
So